And I had the chance to sit down with Wendy Williams to chat about her new book, Hold Me in Contempt, but she also got very personal, not only about her success, but also about the struggles that she's faced over the years. We also talked about Kim Ye's upcoming nuptials and so much more. Check it out. What would you say is the secret to your success?
Personal focus for me, personal focus. Long gone are the days of, partying every night in a club. I still love the nightclub, but I know when to when. I am no longer getting dumb high. Kim Kind has something. Kim Kind, my heroine, has something in common with me in that, I was addicted to coke for many years, about 10 years. I've been off for over, 15, 17, almost 20 years. But, there is no room when you're trying to run an empire. When you're trying to do a talk show and write books and moisturize and raise a 13-year-old and be married and I'm turning 50 in July. I don't have room in my life for a bunch of nonsense. But I'm glad that I did nonsense because I have those stories to tell and share. And I think that the secret is my own personal focus. I've gotten a lot of the bad things out of my life and a lot of the necessary things, things that were necessary for me to go through out of my life. But I also have tremendous help.
Here's Wendy.
I have a terrific staff at The Wendy Show. A really valued staff. You ask for help. I can't do everything myself.
You get the opportunity to speak your truth a lot on the show, but it didn't sit well with a certain celebrity recently. Are there ever times when you are on your way home after a show and you sit back and you think, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that?
Here's how I rationalize that. I can say something and all of a sudden everybody gets upset. Maybe because the way I deliver. Because if I get really hyped, I'll stand up and lean on my chair. I'll lean into the camera. I'll be like, come here.
Yeah.
I guess I have a particular delivery. Do I feel guilty? No. Listen, I'm a grown woman. I go home and I mind my own business. I have no time to chase around celebrities and their foolishness. But if it's going to fall right outside of our Chelsea studio door, it is my duty to pick it up, bring it inside, and dissect it with my Hot Topics team.
Have you watched the Lindsay Lohan show?
I watched the first episode and I was totally turned off because I don't believe that Lindsay's sober.
You were very outspoken about Kim and Kanye.
Yeah.
And you said that Kanye was going to leave Kim after she had the baby,
Yes.
but they're still together.
Yes.
Do you think they're going to get married?
If they get married and then the marriage survives 72 days, I'll eat crow.
Will Beyonce attend?
I hope not. I hope Beyonce continues to shade the crap out of her. I like Beyonce and I like Kim. That's the difference between, a grown Wendy analyzing pop culture and a young Wendy. Like, I'm really able to look at a bunch of different sides of people.
With a hit talk show, best-selling books, and a growing empire, what's left for Wendy Williams?
This is the dream, I'm a talk show host first, but this is not going to last forever. And we're renewed through 2017-18. I don't want to work for the rest of my life. I want to work for, if I'm blessed to, I know exactly when I want to stop, and I keep that to myself.
Wow, that was awesome. It was such a blast to talk to Wendy. And remember, her new book, Hold Me in Contempt, it's out now. It's a great summer read, so definitely pick it up. And you can catch the Wendy Williams Show weekdays. And I got to tell you, John, just speaking to her, it puts everything in perspective. You get into this game with an idea of what you want, and here's someone who took what success she had in radio and just parlayed it into this talk show. And so I just admire her, and she's an inspiration.
But not without struggles.
No, and she is definitely, here's the thing about Wendy Williams, she never has taken a shortcut.
Yeah.
She's always worked her tail off, and I admire that, and I think that a lot of women do. So,
Very smart.
absolutely. Yeah, so that was great.